The rain hammered against the windows of our little cottage in the Cotswolds, mirroring the storm brewing inside me. For 20 years, Aelric and I had built a life here, a life I thought was as sturdy and dependable as the stone walls surrounding us. I was a mechanic, content with the rhythmic clang of wrenches and the satisfaction of bringing broken things back to life. Aelric, with his quiet intensity and unwavering loyalty, was my rock. Or so I thought. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly. Aelric, who worked as a software developer for a company in Bristol, began staying late at the office more frequently. He attributed it to a major project, a new software rollout that demanded all hands on deck. I understood. I'd pulled my fair share of late nights at the garage. But there was a distance growing between us, a coldness in his eyes that I couldn't explain. He was always tired, irritable, and his once enthusiastic lovemaking became perfunctory, almost mechanical. I tried to talk to him to bridge the widening gap. "Is everything all right, Aelric?" I'd ask, reaching for his hand. He'd pull away, muttering about stress and deadlines. "Just work, Brynjar, it'll pass." But it didn't pass. It festered, growing like a malignant tumor in our relationship. The first real crack appeared on a Tuesday morning. Aelric had left for work as usual, promising to be home early for a rare dinner together. I was looking forward to it, hoping we could rekindle some of the old spark. But at 11:17 a.m., my phone buzzed with a text message. It was from an unknown number. "Aelric sends his love. He's having a wonderful time." My blood ran cold. I stared at the message, my mind refusing to process its meaning. Aelric wouldn't do that. It had to be a mistake, a wrong number. I tried to call him, but his phone went straight to voicemail. Panic clawed at my throat. I sent him a text. "Who is this? Where are you?" No reply. Hours crawled by, each one an agonizing eternity. I paced the cottage, replaying every conversation, every interaction with Aelric over the past few months. Had I missed something? Had I been blind to the signs? Finally, at 6:00 p.m., he walked through the door, looking pale and exhausted. "Sorry I'm late," he said, avoiding my gaze. "The project is a nightmare. Who sent you that text message this morning?" I asked, my voice trembling. He froze. "What text message?" I showed him my phone. His face drained of all color. He stammered, I don't know anything about this. "Don't lie to me, Aelric," I pleaded. "Please just tell me the truth." He hesitated, then sighed. It's complicated. Is that what you call it? Is there someone else?" He nodded, his eyes filled with a mixture of guilt and defiance. "Her name is Astrid. She works at the office." Astrid. The name felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I didn't know her, but I hated her instantly. "How long?" I managed to ask, my voice barely a whisper. "6 months," he admitted. "It just happened," I repeated, incredulous. "You just happened to betray me, to throw away 20 years of our life together." He didn't answer. He couldn't. The silence hung heavy between us, thick with unspoken accusations and shattered dreams. The next few weeks were a blur of anger, grief, and disbelief. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't function. I wandered around the cottage like a ghost, haunted by the memory of our life together. Aelric moved out, taking only a suitcase of clothes and a lifetime of broken promises. I tried to understand, to find some reason, some explanation for his betrayal. Was I not good enough? Had I failed him in some way? I scoured my memory, searching for clues, for answers. But there were none. Aelric had simply chosen to betray me, to prioritize his own selfish desires over our marriage. My friends, people like Gareth and Bronwyn, rallied around me, offering support and comfort. But their words felt hollow, their platitudes meaningless. No one could understand the depth of my pain, the crushing weight of betrayal. They told me to move on, to forget about Aelric, to find someone new. But how could I? He had been my everything, my soulmate, my best friend. How could I simply erase him from my life? One day, while sorting through Aelric's belongings, I stumbled upon a hidden folder on his computer. It was password protected, but with a bit of persistence, I managed to crack it. Inside, I found a series of emails, text messages, and photos that painted a devastating picture of his affair with Astrid. They had been planning to leave together, to start a new life in Spain. They had even discussed selling the cottage, our cottage, without my knowledge or consent. The discovery sent me into a spiral of rage. I felt like I was drowning, suffocating in a sea of betrayal. I wanted to scream, to lash out, to make them pay for what they had done to me. but I knew that violence wouldn't solve anything. It would only make me feel worse. Instead, I decided to channel my anger into something productive. I started working on my motorcycles, pouring my heart and soul into the intricate mechanics. The roar of the engine, the feel of the metal in my hands, the satisfaction of fixing something broken, it was the only thing that kept me sane. One evening, Gareth suggested I join him for a drink at the local pub. I hesitated, reluctant to face the world. But he insisted, saying that I needed to get out of the house to socialize, to remember that I was still alive. I reluctantly agreed. The pub was crowded and noisy, filled with the familiar faces of our village. I sat in a corner nursing a pint of ale, trying to avoid eye contact with anyone. But then I saw her, Astrid. She was sitting at the bar, laughing and flirting with a group of men. My heart pounded in my chest. I wanted to confront her, to scream at her, to demand an explanation. But I resisted the urge. Instead, I took a deep breath and walked over to her. "Astrid, isn't it?" I said, my voice surprisingly calm. She turned around, her eyes widening in surprise. "Brinjar," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "I just wanted to thank you," I said, forcing a smile. "You've done me a great service." She looked confused. "What are you talking about? You see, Astrid, I was living a lie. I thought I was happy, but I wasn't. Aelric was never the right man for me. He was weak, selfish, and incapable of true love. You did me a favor by taking him away from me." Her face flushed with anger. "That's not true," she said. "Aelric loves me. We're going to be happy together." "Are you?" I asked, raising an eyebrow. "Because I know something you don't know, Astrid. Aelric is not who you think he is." I leaned closer and whispered in her ear. "He's a liar, a cheat, and a manipulator. He'll use you, abuse you, and then discard you like a broken toy, just like he did to me." Her eyes filled with doubt. I could see that my words had struck a nerve. I smiled, knowing that I had planted a seed of suspicion in her mind. "Good luck with him, Astrid," I said, turning to walk away. "You're going to need it." I left the pub, feeling a sense of satisfaction. I hadn't gotten revenge, but I had struck a blow. I had exposed Aelric for who he truly was, and I had sown the seeds of discord in his new relationship. The next day I received a phone call from Astrid. She was crying, hysterical. "He's been lying to me," she sobbed. "He's been seeing someone else." I can't believe I was so stupid. I listened patiently, offering her words of comfort. I knew exactly what she was going through. I had been there myself. "Leave him, Astrid," I said. "He's not worth it. You deserve better." She took my advice. She left Aelric, taking with her his dreams of a new life in Spain. He was left alone, abandoned and miserable. I didn't gloat. I didn't celebrate. I simply moved on with my life. I focused on my work, my friends, and my hobbies. I started traveling, exploring new places, and meeting new people. I discovered that there was life after Aelric. A life that was richer, more fulfilling, and more authentic. It wasn't easy. There were still moments of sadness, moments of doubt, moments when I missed him terribly. But I refused to let his betrayal define me. I refused to let him steal my happiness. I learned a valuable lesson from my experience. I learned that love is not enough. Trust, honesty, and respect are just as important. And I learned that I am stronger than I ever thought possible. Years have passed since Aelric left. I've built a new life for myself, a life that is filled with joy, purpose, and love. I've found someone new, a woman named Eloan, who loves me for who I am, flaws and all. She is kind, compassionate, and fiercely loyal. She is everything that Aelric was not. I still think about Aelric sometimes. I wonder if he ever regrets his decision, if he ever realizes the magnitude of his mistake. But I don't dwell on it. I don't let his memory poison my present. I have forgiven him, not for his sake, but for my own. I have released him from my heart, freeing myself to love again, to live again, to be happy again. The rain has stopped now. The sun is shining, casting a golden glow over the Cotswolds. The birds are singing, the flowers are blooming, and the world is full of promise. I am finally free. Summary: Brinjar, a mechanic living a quiet life in the Cotswolds with his partner Aelric, is blindsided by Aelric's sudden coldness and frequent late nights at work. A mysterious text message reveals Aelric's affair with a colleague named Astrid, shattering Brinjar's world. The ensuing weeks are filled with heartbreak and disbelief as Aelric moves out. Brinjar discovers further betrayal through hidden emails detailing Aelric and Astrid's plans to sell their cottage and start a new life together in Spain. Instead of succumbing to despair, Brynjar confronts Astrid, exposing Aelric's true nature and sowing seeds of doubt in her mind. Astrid eventually leaves Aelric, leaving him alone and miserable. Brynjar channels his pain into rebuilding his life, focusing on his passions and eventually finding love again with Elowen. He forgives Aelric not for Aelric's sake but to free himself from the bitterness of the past, embracing a future filled with joy and purpose. To anyone reading this who has experienced betrayal, know that you are not alone. Your pain is real, but it does not have to define you. You are stronger than you think and you are capable of finding happiness again. Don't let the actions of others steal your joy. Forgive, release, and move forward. Your future is waiting.